All right, we have some big breaking news coming in. Air India flight operating from London Heathrow to Bengaluru reported a technical issue during engine start earlier today. Flight AI 132 observed that the left-hand fuel control switch failed to remain in the run position, moving towards the cutoff on 2 occasions, prompting the crew to report the issue immediately. In a statement, an Air India spokesperson confirmed that the pilot had reported a possible defect in the fuel control switch on a Boeing 787-8 aircraft. Following this, the airline said the aircraft has been grounded now, and the original equipment manufacturer is being involved to examine the concerns on priority basis. The airline has added that the matter has been formally communicated to the aviation regulator and the DGCA. Air India also said fuel control switches across its entire Boeing 787 fleet had earlier been inspected following a DGCA directive, and no issues were detected at that point. Reiterating its position, the airline said that passenger and crew safety remains its top priority. Investigation now continues on that. Let me bring in Sabya, our reporter on the phone line. Sabya, what really happened? We hear that the Air India flight, the fuel control switch failed to remain on the run position and moved back to cut off twice over. What does this even mean? It sounds as scary, I can't believe, and I hope the flight was in mid-air.
Oh, well, absolutely scary. See, on 2nd of February 2026, an Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner was preparing for an international flight from London to Bengaluru, and during the engine start, the flight crew noticed something was not right, and a small cut critical switch, the left engine fuel control switch, would not stay in the run. It slipped towards the cutoff. This may sound minor, but isn't. See, if this switch moves to cutoff while the aircraft is flying, the engine could shut down without warning, and this is a serious safety risk. And the crew followed the procedure, handled the situation calmly, and reported the issue correctly. No one was hurt. The flight did not turn into an emergency, but what trouble safety experts came next. And now Air India has given a statement on this. The Air India says that we are aware that one of our pilots had reported a possible defect on the fuel control switch of a Boeing 787 aircraft, and after receiving the initial information, the Air India have grounded the same aircraft, and they are now involving the OEM to get the pilot's concern checked on a priority basis, and the matter has been communicated to the aviation regulator, that is the DGCA, and Air India has checked the fuel control switches on all the Boeing 787 aircraft in its fleet after a directive from the DGCA, and had found no issues. And at Air India, the safety of our passengers and crew remain top priority.
Just for our viewers' discretion, this visual that we're showing for you is a previous Air India crash. It's not from now, so not for you to be confused there. It's an old visual of the Air India crash that happened in Ahmedabad. But that nonetheless still raises a lot of concerns with the previous instance still being probed, Sabya. We are still looking at these technical malfunctions that really grips our nerves. I'm not too sure what Boeing has to say about this.
Well, that's absolutely correct. See, this exact malfunction was already identified in 2018 by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. And at that time, the FAA warned airlines that some Boeing 787 fuel control switches could fail in this precise way, and recommended inspection and replacement. And Air India later stated that it had carried out precautionary checks across its entire 787 fleet, covering all the 787 aircraft. But yes, despite those checks, the problem have been reappearing. And the Safety Matters Foundation, a transport safety advocacy group, also had raised these urgent questions where the earlier inspections thorough enough? Is this detect recurring, not isolated? And they have also raised a question, has a known warning been underestimated by the Boeing? And the concern is amplified because another Boeing 787 incident involving Air India is already under investigation from June 20 2025, and no direct connection has been claimed. But seeing similar safety issue on the aircraft demands closer scrutiny by Air India and the regulator.
Could you describe for us yet again, Sabya, on what was the technical malfunction? So the fuel switch we hear did not stay in the on position, it went back to cut off. So does this mean the fuel supply to the aircraft could be cut off instantly if that does not align?
Well, that's right. The 787 Dreamliner, which was preparing for an international
and the thing
to Bengaluru. And during the engine start, the flight crew had noticed something was not right, and a small but critical switch, the left engine fuel control switch, would not stay in the run position. Twice it slipped towards cutoff, and if this switch moves to cutoff while the aircraft is flying, the engine could shut down without warning. So this is a serious safety risk.